Yeah, good evening. It's been a while, as usual. I was looking at this Napoli v Arsenal game in the Europa League tonight. I don't really get that involved in these matches because two different teams, or rather, two teams from two different leagues, is normally the case in these games. Certainly early on, and I don't kind of try to work out what I think the scores might be as a starting point. But I do look at them in case I think I found a sort of angle in a starting point where I might try and make a bit of cash. And here the one score that stood out to me here was this Napoli to win by 4 or more goals at 7.6, 7.8. They have put 4 past, I think, the bottom club in Serie A. They put 4 past Udinese, I think. They won away at Roma, put 4 past them, but Roma they were dismal, and they were going through a really bad spell, and they've steadied the ship since, so I don't think that result would be repeated were they to play again. Yeah, they've got to come forward, but that doesn't mean anything. They might leave themselves open at the back because they've got that 2-0 deficit. Arsenal don't think they're going to be that great away from home. Their record in Italy is I read it's not that great, but I don't get too involved in those sort of stats because it's a different team, long time ago that they have played their small sample of matches. It doesn't mean that much. So I would probably look to start at let's just put in 100 quid just for argument's sake. Lay this any other home win as a starting point. Maybe I'll get 7.6, maybe not, and then maybe look to lay off the 0-0 as the price comes in. Just could try and make a little bit more cash by laying the 0-0, and then really just wait for a goal, amend your position. You've got a bit of spare cash if you feel it's going to drag on and maybe even end up 0-0. Doesn't look like a very open game. Or you can also take this down as the price, this liability down as the price drifts. So you've got plenty of options. I'm going to try and get this up before I'm not going to trade it because I've actually got stuff on tonight. But I'm just it's just a starting point for how I would look at this match. And as I say, I'll try and get it up for the start of the game. And if I am wrong, you can all have a good laugh. For me, it's a win-win really, because if Napoli thrash Arsenal by 4 goals or more, I'll be happy, and if they don't, then maybe my decision's been pretty much right. But I hope that it won't sort of even get close to this, but I could be wrong. It might even be an Arsenal win. Who knows? But that was all really just when I'm in games where I'm not sort of penciling in a score, that's the kind of thing I would do. I'd look through some of the historical information. I'll gauge the teams as they stand today, and actually the most important thing is to see how they start on the pitch, and if it looks like Arsenal being absolutely overrun, then you can just come out of this very quickly. The price may even come in, if that's the case in the first 15-20 minutes, and you may think, what, I'll just take a tiny loss on this and just get out. But the majority of the time it's going to start moving fairly quickly, as will the 0-0 price start to come in. So as I say, I'll put this up and may have a bit of a laugh tomorrow morning. Okay then, thanks a lot. Cheers.